Hi everyone.
Hi guys.
We're back again. It's lovely to see you. Normally we'd have some sort of chit chat at this point, but I think today's very serious, isn't it? I don't think we should be messing around. I think we should get straight to the heart of the matter.
Sure.
Which is basically it's the Oscars for perfume, but without the violence, isn't it? Essentially.
Well, I don't know. I mean, we'll see how it goes.
Is it the Oscars? Yeah, absolutely. We might disagree horrendously. So what do we have?
We're talking about the Art and Olfaction Awards 2022.
Exciting.
And we're actually going to devote quite a few videos to some of the finalists.
Yeah, one by one, we're going to sort of discuss finalists, aren't we? How many have we got altogether?
I'm trying to think how many. So I have not got samples of all of the finalists.
We've got a fair few,
but
haven't
we've got about 12 at the moment, which I've managed to get hold of. So let's just backtrack a bit. So the Art and Olfaction Awards. The Institute of Art and Olfaction, I read from their website, is devoted to experimentation and access in the field of perfumery.
Yeah.
So it's about
recognition of that.
Recognition of the most interesting and exciting and forward-looking and creative-looking perfumers and perfume brands out there.
Yeah, fantastic.
So one of the reasons we tried to do this a couple of years ago, sort of, didn't we?
Yeah, and a little thing got in the way.
We looked at a few and there was COVID and everything.
Yeah.
It was a bit tricky. So we thought we would try and look at a few more. The main reason being is that when we looked at the list, which we will read out in a moment, there were a lot of brands and perfumers that we hadn't heard of.
Yeah, which is exciting, isn't it? You know, completely out of left field. That's what we're looking for day to day.
We can. I think we can easily just end up thinking, oh, there's so and so whose fragrances I like. Let's try the new one of those.
Yeah.
So we thought it'd be a fun way of
just
broadening our horizons a little bit. So they announced. So perfumers and perfume brands have submitted their fragrances to the Art and Olfaction Awards, and there has been an initial judging. And I think it was April, they announced the finalists.
And this is blind judging, isn't it?
So this is blind
just
judging.
Bottles of the liquid, and that's it.
Yeah, and you see the pictures on the website. They're just kind of numbered little kind of vials. So there are several categories. So we're going to be sniffing some of the fragrances nominated for the independent and the artisan category. There's also the Sodakichi Award for experimental work with scent and the Aftal Award for handmade perfume. But we're going to be looking at the artisan and the independent category of fragrances. As you said, these were kind of blind judged, and we'll talk about this maybe as we go through and smell the fragrances. But I wonder what was the extent of the blind judging, because some of these fragrances have got interesting briefs and stories. It would be interesting to
know if they had them, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
If they knew about that.
I certainly found when I was testing them, there were experiences which were enhanced by reading the brief.
Yeah, I always find that.
Yeah.
It just gives you another way of unlocking the imagination.
You know, we both love fragrances which tell stories, and sometimes it's just helped to be nudged along the way.
Yeah.
So this is the Art and Olfaction institution is 10 years old, but this is the 8th year of awards. The winners will be announced on the 1st of July. It's in Miami this year. So it didn't happen last year.
No, or the year before, presumably.
No, it did happen 2 years ago, but it was online 2 years ago.
Oh, okay. I guess that works, doesn't it? You can send them out to people.
Yeah. But maybe they thought last year it was going to be absolute carnage, so they didn't bother.
We should be on the panel.
We should suggest ourselves. So it was in London a few years ago, 4 or 5 years ago. It was in London, but it is in Miami this year on the 1st of July. And the other exciting thing about this, there were lots of great perfumers and brands that have been past winners. Tacita, Beaufort, Alfari, Zoologist.
Yeah, fantastic.
Lots more. Hiram Green, 2019, Hyde one.
Yeah.
Lots of great winners. So we're hoping that by sampling some of these, we might
be inspired a little bit.
Might find some hidden gems. So what is the difference? People struggle to define what niches, let alone the kind of
Yeah.
the subcategories.
It's a big debate all the time, isn't it?
So this is reading from their website. Independent category is for perfume brands that employed an external perfumer or fragrance house to initiate and create the formula for the submitted perfume, then released under the brand's name. So for that, we're looking at something like Zoologist.
Yeah.
For example,
Absolutely.
where Victor Wong will overlook the company and he will employ somebody, and then they will have their
Frederick Malle was another one, I guess.
yeah, exactly. Then it's interesting. What is in? How does that differentiate it from like a designer brand, though? Not sure.
I'm not entirely sure about that, other than maybe not having the huge umbrella organisation of a big designer.
Like
but
Puig or
yeah.
Anyway, so that is the independent category. The artisan category is for perfume brands that are owned or co-owned by the brand's primary perfumer, who initiated and created the submitted perfume's formula in-house. So somebody like Francesca Bianchi, for instance, picking someone off our top of our heads, who she owns the company, she owns the brand, but she also makes all of the perfume. She makes the formula. And we're not looking at the handmade category, but just
it's an interesting
the difference
though,
between artisan and handmade is, which is weird because I thought artisan basically meant handmade.
Yeah. Okay.
Anyway, but the handmade is this award honours one outstanding handmade perfume that made no use of outsourced compounding or expansion at any stage of the process. And so we were discussing, so that would probably include somebody like 4160 Tuesdays.
Yeah, I would think so.
Because she does all the compounding
She does it all,
in-house.
doesn't she?
Or, your Arif Dore or Bortnick, or quite a lot of companies could fall into that category. I know that Pomares, Rachel Binder won with Rasa last year in that category. So
we've got the list here, haven't we? This is the most exciting thing.
We have 10 finalists for the artisan and 10 for the independent. So am I going to read the artisan?
You do the artisan, I'll do the independent. I'll do the one that has the least.
So here are the finalists for the artisan category. Angora Oud by Gallup Perfume. The perfumer is Amelia Gallup. Behold Patchouli by Gallagher Fragrances. The perfumer is Daniel Gallagher with Mindurez. Celadorn by Mateo Perfumes. The perfumer is Matthew Sanchez. Divined by Mobius Fragrances. The perfumer is Tianyao Lao. Gentle King by Voice from the Sky. Perfumer is Tian Li Feng. Great Wall Valley by Scent Strip Perfume. The perfumer is Joe Croquet. Mayan Chocolate by Ether Arts Perfume. The perfumer is Amber Jobin. Oolong Tea by One Day. The perfumer is Michael Wong. This Ember by Anka Kush Perfume. The perfumer is Ali Akekli. And finally, Zanzibar by Olfaction Fragrances. The perfumer is Barry Southers.
Nice, good team.
So that was the artisan finalist, and here are the 10
independent. We have Amare by Carthusia. The perfumer is Luca Maffei, or Maffei, I'm not sure how you pronounce that. Aged Tea by Pan 7 International. The perfumer is Pan Yuqing and Huang Qian Shun. Basilica by Milano Fragrance. Perfumer is Voilan Collat. Then Beaten or Beaten Brut, I'm not sure how that's pronounced, by Atelier Oblique. Perfumer is Serge de Oliveira. Then we have Libertalia by House of Wanderers. Perfumer is Paul Kyler, I think. Kyler. Light Falls by Atelier, another one with the same perfumer, Serge de Oliveira. I can't pronounce that really. Naples by Gallivant, a house we've talked about before, haven't we? Luca Maffei. Another one from there, they're doing well. Omen by Manos Gerakinis Perfumes. Perfumer is Miguel Matos. Again, we've talked about him. And in fact, I've mentioned one there that I've mentioned a couple that are not on our list, but these are the whole things. We've not got samples of all of these, but most. Omen by Manos, we've done that, and Park of the Monsters by Infieri, and I'm not sure who the perfumer is on that one. Is it over the
Next
page?
page.
Oh, yes, there you go. So that's Enrico Bocella. Then Saskia by Grandiflora. And that's Christophe Ludemel, who I think we've smelled some things of his, haven't we?
We have. We definitely
did the Zoo and Strange Love and things.
Strange Love NYC.
Yeah.
and the zoo.
So I mean, an interesting list. I'm keen to sort of try these and get stuck in.
I mean, there are a couple we've heard of and discussed before, but most of them we haven't. So, as I said, to follow. We're going to have. I can't remember how many I've got at this stage, but 10 to 12 that I've been. The other thing to say is initially we set out with the target of trying to sample them all.
Yeah.
It's just
really,
really expensive. I mean, I've spent hundreds of pounds to get I think 12 of them. I mean, some of them are easy to get hold of. Very few you can get hold of in the UK. So most I'm having to pay shipping from abroad.
One of them was extortionate, wasn't it?
Well, one of them was going to cost $85 for 1.5 mil. So I thought, okay, I can't try that one. Anyway, look out for our following videos when we're going to get stuck in.
And they're not going to all be as long as normal, are they? They might be shorter, sort of more snappy.
If you've seen our channel, our videos are often
we like to go on for
45 minutes.
Yeah.
So we're going to make them a little bit shorter so we can get through. We can get through them.
And to save your ears and eyes. Anyway,
till next time. Happy sniffing.
Bye.